Hello everyone, this hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. We are a little more than halfway through our unit on facts and figures, Unit 13, Facts and Figures. This is part 7 out of a maybe 9-part class. Probably we'll have 1 or 2 more classes. And what we're doing is focusing on using advertising to talk about facts and figures and statistics. And we're leading up to a case study, a final activity, where you will look at the facts and figures behind a series of successful websites, and you will use those to make a decision for a company. The decision will be you're going to decide what would be the most successful place to advertise a new product. And in doing so, you're going to use all of the key language and expressions that we've learned so far. And in fact, we're going to do a little review of that today in just a minute. So that's a bit about the class. Here's a bit about me. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking, so that we can have a nice and quiet classroom. But also tune in to the new words that you're learning. Use them as actively as you can. That means use them deliberately so that I can hear you, correct you, and give you feedback. Finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. Let me get the presentation on screen. First, I'm going to go to the notes. We're going to do a little review. So let's go here. We're going to do a little review using the map for the unit. And give me just a second. Okay, so sorry, I had to open something on my computer. Let's go down to today's class, which is on 6. Okay, I'm going to open these in the background and I'll share my screen with you in just a minute. Let's open that. Let's open the third presentation as well. Let's take a look at the homework as well. And yesterday's class on the 28th, today's the 29th, right? Yeah. So yesterday I have a little summary for you. Yesterday we read a meeting transcript. So we read the transcription of a meeting where people were reporting on advertising on blogs for the youth market. They're trying to figure out where to focus their advertising. And they're trying to figure out where the next trend is. They're advertising for, I think, auto insurance, if I remember right. So we listened and we read. Then we matched and sorted the key phrases. Specifically, we were looking at asking, reporting, and summarizing numeric information. And we're going to review that in just a minute. So what? Why do we do that? Who cares? Well, the so what is, you should feel comfortable with expressions like the lowdown, fill us in on something. These should all be clear. And you should have an idea how to participate in the kind of meeting that we saw in class, because you're going to be doing one of those coming up, not today, but soon. Now what? Try the short assignment, homework 2 above, and practice those expressions. So this is the homework that I sent you. If you had a chance to do it, if you have questions, we can talk about it. Hopefully you all had a chance to do it. Before we go there, this is our mind map. If you might not be able to open the mind map. If you can't, you can click on Connect More Apps, choose Mind Map. That's the application that will view it for you. When you click on it, it will open like this. And I've given you a way to practice everything you learn. Let me show you what I mean as this opens. So let's do a little review right now, and then I'll answer questions from the homework, and we're going to go on to a practical application of some of those key expressions we've just learned in the last class. Okay, so let's open the map and see if we can do a little review. There we go. Facts and figures. Remember, as the instructions say, if you want to open the map to review, just click the F key. So I'm going to click on key phrases from yesterday, click on the F key, boom. I've got 3 things I can review. Asking for technical information, for factual and technical information. Okay, before we look at this, tell me, what key phrases do you remember for each of these? How do we ask for factual information? How do we report back on, and how do we summarize? Let me hear from you first. What are some phrases you recall from the homework or from yesterday for asking about factual or numeric information?
Can you fill us in?
Good. Can you fill us in on something?
Can you give us the lowdown?
The lowdown. Good. Anything else?
What the overriding trend?
Is that for asking? Because we use that in a different... Yes, go ahead.
Can we look at the figures?
Excellent. Can we look at the figures? Let's take a look. I'll open it up. And there you go. We've got a whole bunch. Fill us in, give us a lowdown, look at the figures, like Jose said. What are the facts and figures? How do these figures compare to those figures? What's that in terms of growth? I remember that from yesterday. How should we interpret this drop, this rise, this spike, whatever you want to say? So that's the game you need to play. Try to remember, click the F key, open it up, and compare your answers to the real answers. All of this came from yesterday's class. Reporting on factual information. What are some key words for reporting? What do you think?
According to a recent survey,
Excellent. According to a recent survey,
apparently a recent study shows supposedly.
Are you doing all that from memory, Jose?
No, for memory, no.
How do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember, or did you look at the map already?
I am looking for at the map.
Ah, so you're
cheating.
You're cheating.
It is the easiest way.
Yeah. But don't cheat, because you can't cheat your memory. You can't. So the easiest way to study is try to recall, force yourself to remember the class and what we learned, and then open it up and compare. Right? According to a recent survey, apparently a study shows, supposedly, roughly speaking, somebody claimed that, someone assured us that. So these are all things you heard in the meeting yesterday. Finally, summarizing factual information. So Greg, what was the thing you said earlier?
I said overriding what's the overriding trend?
Overriding trend. So if I open that up,
the leading trend.
That's the second thing you see. The overriding, or and I put a second word, the overarching. It means the same. The overarching trend. So summarizing. Well, the bottom line is we need to use podcasts. The overarching trend, the overriding trend is that young people are using podcasts more than blogs. In general, overall, things are looking... So all of these are good ways to summarize. I've given you a few.
What does it mean, gloomy?
Looking gloomy, looking negative.
Negative.
John Eric, sorry for disturbing. May I have a question?
You don't have to ask a question. Just ask the question. You're not disturbing anything.
Yeah.
Just ask. What is it?
To sum up, could be summarizing.
Absolutely, yeah. Sum up is to summarize, to sum up. There's a lot of general connectors we can use. I just tried to pick the ones out of the material that you already heard, just to refresh your memory. But yeah, there's a lot of things you could say. To sum up, all in all, at the end of the day, whatever. There's a bunch. Those were the key phrases from yesterday. One thing you could do when we practice, particularly in the case study, is keep the map open on your computer so you can refer to it when you're doing an activity. All right? And then get the key phrases into your memory so you can cheat a little bit when you're doing an activity. Let's look at the key words. We've got collocations and we've got words that refer to numbers. Let's take a look at the collocations first. Now, I've given you a little chart here. A big fall, a small fall, no change, a big rise, or a small rise. Tell me, without cheating, Jose, don't cheat. What's a descriptive word you remember for a big fall? If the numbers go down drastically, what can we say?
If the number go down drastically, I don't remember.
Rebecca, do you remember? How do we describe a big fall?
A big fall is like is drop.
A drop? Good. That's a start. What
Yeah.
kind of a drop?
Drop or sudden loss.
A sudden loss?
Drop in, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else, class? Would you add anything to
Drop,
that?
drop down is possible or no? It is possible?
You don't need the down. The drop is already down.
Okay, okay.
So you don't need it.
Drop in.
Drop in. Drop in means to see someone. The crash is good.
Climax.
In the back.
In the?
In the back?
In the back?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How would you use that with numbers? In the back. In the black, you mean? In the black.
In the black.
Ah, well,
Crash.
the crash would be probably in the red. It would probably cross the line to go into debt. So probably would be in the red. In the black is probably good. Right?
Okay, yeah. In the red.
So look, let's open it up and take a look. Crash, plummet, a substantial drop, a significant drop. Those are the three that I have.
Okay. Yes.
Small fall. What do you remember? Don't cheat. What do you remember? A small fall. Is it a significant drop if it's a small fall? No. What kind of drop is it?
Slightly.
A what?
Slightly drop.
A slight drop.
Slightly drop. Oh yeah, slight.
We got two ways. We can say drop slightly as an adverb, or a slight drop or a slight fall as an adjective. So if it's an adverb, it goes at the end and it's slightly, to drop slightly. And if it's an adjective, it goes before the word fall or drop, and it's slight. What about no change at all? Really?
No change it is
Standard.
Say again?
Standard.
We're talking about figures, like in like financial figures, mostly. So standard.
Don't remember.
No one remembers. Okay, let's take a look. The only one we had in the material was to level off.
No.
I didn't see this.
To level off, to go flat.
Rise.
Let's go to big rise first. It's probably easier to remember.
A spike.
Well, a spike. Good.
Rocket. No?
Rocket.
To rocket. Good. To rocket.
To shoot up.
To shoot up. I added a word here. I added the word skyrocket because you hear that expression a lot. So prices are skyrocketing. That means a rocket that goes really high, a skyrocket. A rocket could go low, but a skyrocket goes high. To spike, to shoot up, skyrocket, a noticeable rise, a significant increase.
Or steadily increase.
Well, let's take a look, because if we go to small rise, maybe we put steadily there because it's going to rise slower. So,
Again.
oh, I wrote gradually here, but you could say steadily too. A steady rise, to rise steadily, or gradually, actually.
And again?
Say again?
Again, it cannot be considered a small rise?
Let's say, how about a slight gain? Well, that should say slight, not light, sorry. Slight gain. I'll add it, it's good. I mean, it's not in the material that we listened to or read, but that's okay. I'll add it anyway, it's a good word. Referring to numbers, just to finish up. Another way to say marginally. Think back to our key words a few classes ago. Marginally.
Fractionally.
Fractionally is correct. A little more than. We've seen this just a minute ago, too.
Just over.
Just over. A great deal.
Substantially.
Just what?
Substantially.
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 Substantially. How did you know that? Did you remember or did you cheat, Rebecca?
Well, yeah.
Just under, that should be there. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay, I guess I gave a synonym here. Okay, slightly less than. Another way to say roughly.
Okay, roughly I know it without cheating. Is about. It's
About.
Approximately.
Approximately about.
Roughly.
I wrote approximately. That was in the material. And about, somewhere in the range of. So that was something you heard in the meeting yesterday. Somewhere in the range of.
But could about be a synonym of roughly?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, well, okay.
Okay. So the grammar points are not there yet. They're coming soon because we're going to do that today, or we're going to start it today. So it's not there, but it will be there. Okay? So remember, that map is there for you to use. So you should use it. During a speaking task, you should open the map and cheat. That's okay to cheat. On your own, you should use it to test yourself. I'm going to close it for now. Did you all do the homework?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
I was lazy.
Let's see. Let me just take a quick look at it. Oh, look, it's so short. Look at that. Look at that. It's like just 2 pages. 2.5 pages. It's so short. All right. What do you think? Let's just do 1 or 2 to see how difficult this is. All right. Just to show you, Cornell, you don't have to be lazy. It's easy. And in fact, you don't even have to write it down. Just read it, come up with the best answer, and then if there's a question, you tell me in the next class if you didn't understand anything. Cornell, take a look at number 1. Based on our little review with the mind map, how would you answer number 1?
Roughly.
Mm-hmm. But you've got 3 choices depending on which form of the verb you want to use. Spoken, speak, and speaking. So this is all about the form of the word now.
Roughly spoken.
Do we agree, class?
No.
What would you say?
Roughly speaking.
Roughly speaking is correct. So remember, all of this comes directly out of the thing that we listened to and then read. So you can always review that text if you want to see it in context. Roughly speaking, by 2020, it'll be up by 25%, roughly speaking. So you're just focusing on word form. All right, so I suggest you try it on your own, The answers are on the back, so you can correct yourself. The answers are here, where the yellow arrow is. The next one is all about key phrases, asking, summarizing, and reporting back on information. So you have to just finish the dialogue and use the context to help you. All right? So I don't want to give you the answers. I just want to show you that it's not so difficult. Try it, correct yourself, and then tell me in the next class if there's any questions or if you don't understand something. All right? So let's start something new, and then after you've done the homework, later on we're going to put all those skills together in a final speaking activity at the end, a case study. But you are going to have a meeting like the one you listened to. So Facts and Figures 3, we're on the practically speaking section, talking about news at work. So when you talk about trends and numerical information, it's probably because something's happening, something new is happening. So along with talking about numerical information, let's talk about that new thing. You're going to be listening to 3 short conversations about some news at work. Which one is about a relationship, a missing item, or leaving the company? So we're going to start with the gist first. Give me a minute for me to load this. And then we're going to look at the key language, and then we're going to use the key language. So listen, match, and then we're going to use it. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready! Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready! Are you ready?
Ready.
Ready! Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Ready! There you go. Conversation 1. Person A. Let me make sure this is not on the screen. Okay, yes. Use your ears. Conversation 1. Hey, have you heard the news? Person B. No, what? Person A. Apparently, Gabriel is leaving the company and moving to France. B. Surely not. A. Anna says that he bought a house and a vineyard when he was on holiday there last month. B. Are you sure? Person A. Well, rumor has it he's planning to produce wine and he's doing a winemaking course after work. Conversation 2 out of 3. Conversation 2. A. You'll never guess what I heard. B. No, what? A. Well, you know that Dmitry went away on business last week and took one of the company's laptops with him, right? Person B. Yeah, but that's standard procedure. Person A. I know, but according to Sam, when Dmitry arrived back in Athens, he was in such a hurry to get home that he forgot the laptop and left it in the baggage reclaim at the airport. Person B. Oh, I don't believe it. Did he get it back? Person A. Nope, not yet. Conversation 3 of 3. Last one. A. Did you hear the latest about Sandra and Leroy? B. I heard they had some sort of argument. A. Yeah, big one. Apparently, they were both named Salesperson of the Month, and Leroy refused to share the prize. B. No, that's really childish. A. Well, I spoke to Robert, and he told me that Leroy thinks he's better than everyone else since he got the award. B. That's nonsense. A. I know, but it's created bad feelings in the whole team. B. I'm not surprised. There you go. So, which one is about a relationship?
3.
3.
Conversation 3.
Conversation 3.
Last one.
Which one is about a missing item?
2.
What was missing?
A laptop.
A laptop. Which one was about leaving the company?
Sorry?
Wow.
1.
And where was the person going? Do you remember?
To France.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do we know that the person is going?
Because
Okay.
at the beginning we can hear he's going to move to To
France.
France.
Right. But what did he do that shows that it's going to happen for real? He made a kind of a commitment, didn't he?
She's going to start a wine business.
Well, maybe, yeah. So what's he actually doing?
Fine course.
He's doing a wine course, right? And more than that is that he bought a house. If you buy a house, that's a pretty big commitment, right? Okay, so that's the gist. Let's take a look at some of the key language. It says listen again, but I think we can do it without listening. Let's see. If not, we might read through it together. Which of these phrases can you use to introduce the topic of news, repeat the news, or, oh my god, I can't read. Which can you use to introduce the topic of news, repeat the news you have heard, or respond to news? So, we've got, it's not really that clear on the screen, but we're going to divide this into three groups. The first group is introducing news. You have to tell me which of these do you think could be used or was used. The next is repeating news. And the last is responding to news. I'll give you a little hint though. You only need 2 answers for responding to news, but you need a lot of answers for repeating the news. So I'll give you a hint. Okay? So, what do you think? Rumor has it. Are we repeating?
Yes.
Are we repeating, introducing, or responding?
You have
Repeating
heard
is
news. You have heard.
So we're repeating, right? If you've heard it before, you're repeating it. Okay?
Oh,
So that's it. That's it. Odie and Rebecca, you're right. Okay? Jose, let's just go around the room. Jose, read number 2 and tell me what you think it is.
Number 2. Surely not.
Let me hear you say sh. Surely.
Surely not. Respond.
Responding to news. Surely not. That means I can't believe it. Okay, very good. Great. Number 3?
Yeah. I spoke to Robert, and he told me that it's to repeat news.
We're repeating there. Okay, I spoke to Robert. So the key thing here is think about how these phrases are used and then try to use them yourself in the next activity. So make a little mental note, which is which. All right, Rebecca, we're on to 4.
yes. Yes. 4 is. Did you hear the latest about? Is a report news you have heard?
But wait a second, we got 3 choices. So is reporting news the best answer out of those 3?
Is
What are our 3 choices? What are our 3 categories?
one is introduce the topic of news. You know.
Exactly.
One. Okay.
Yeah.
Repeat news you
Right.
have heard,
And
or respond to news.
right. Respond or react.
So
Yep.
yeah.
So is repeating the
Hear
best
the
category?
latest about.
What do you think?
Introduce the topic. Maybe introduce the topic of news.
Yeah, because that's the first thing you're going to say. Hey, did you hear the latest news about the blah, 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 blah. So it's introducing.
Yeah.
Okay, Odie, 6? No, 5.
according to Sam is repeat news you have heard.
Right, you've heard
According to-
Sam in this case.
Yeah.
Well, according to Sam, we're going bankrupt. I'm repeating something that Sam said. Okay, back to Cornell.
That's nonsense. It belongs to respond to news.
Exactly, just like surely not. That's nonsense. Okay, Jose, 7?
Anna says that I think that it isn't repeating news.
It is repeating news. Anna says, of course, because you got the word to say. Greg, 8?
Have you heard the news? It's to introduce a topic.
Okay, good. I agree. Have you heard? It's just like the same question in 4. Did you hear about? Okay, and Rebecca, number 9.
Apparently, it's introduced the topic of news.
In what way? Maybe you're right. I would have called that reportingly. Oh, sorry. I would have called that reporting.
Maybe depends on the sentence, you know.
Yeah, that does. So let's take a look. Well, we'll go to the text in just a minute. We'll look at how it was used. Okay, and back to Odie for 10.
You'll never guess what I heard. You'll never guess what I heard. It is introduce the top news.
Introducing a topic, absolutely. Let's take a look at the text, and let's look for apparently in the text. You see it, Rebecca?
What is it? Apparently, yes, they were both named slave person. Apparently,
That's right. Apparently, they were both named salesperson of the month.
yeah, in this case, the is introduced a new.
Why do you say it's introducing? The introductory sentence was, "Hey, did you hear the latest about Sandra?" Right, that's the introduction. And they're saying apparently
Some sort of argument. Yes, a big one. Apparently, they were both named salesperson of the month.
Right.
We are knowing now. We know in this sentence they were both named salesperson.
That's true. We find out, and the word apparently is because somebody heard this information. We could have said, "Hey, according to whomever, according to Bob," but it's just another expression that means according to or I heard. So apparently.
Yeah.
So it's really reporting. And look at the first conversation. Have you heard the news? No, what? Apparently Gabriel is leaving. That means I heard that Gabriel is leaving. So pretty much apparently is going to be for reporting. And that's how you're going to use it as well when we do an activity. So I've given you a summary of those key expressions, all of them in one place. What I want you to do is try them out. Each person thinks of 2 pieces of news. Work with your partner. Well, you're going to pick someone in the class, share your first piece of news, change partner, and share your second. Well, we can't really walk around the room because we're in a virtual classroom, but we can call on each other. So I'd like you to introduce something, repeat what you've heard, and the other person's going to be responding. And I'm going to try to call on a person. That person's going to call on the next person. Are you ready? Ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hey, Jose, you'll never guess what I heard.
Sorry?
Hey, Jose, you'll never guess what I heard. What would you say to that? Are you curious?
Nunca.
Are you curious to know?
Yes.
Then say something like, what?
Yeah. Yes, the answer is...
I didn't tell you yet. It's
Whoa,
not there.
whoa.
Ah, there we go. Let's try it again. Hey, Jose, you'll never guess what I heard.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. So, according to the news, scientists have been able to cook an egg and using some kind of chemical process have been able to uncook it back into a raw egg. Respond.
Really?
Jose, you respond too. How would
Yes.
you respond?
I don't believe it.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure about the news. Did you read this? It was on Google News the other day. I didn't read the article, but I read it. Did anyone else hear that?
No.
No.
No? Look it up.
Uh-oh.
I'll see if I can find it, actually. It was uncooked an egg. I didn't read the article, so I don't know the details. But it seems like... There you go. Oh, it's not here. I gotta go to news. Oh, I wrote uncooked, that's why. Not images, news. I'll look for it. I'll get back to it.
But you're joking, no?
No, I'm not joking. It was a real thing. It was real research that was done. Give me a second here.
So what was the research? Uncooked eggs? I didn't understand.
I don't know. I didn't read it. Let's take a look. Quick look. It was in the Guardian.
Science discover how to uncook eggs. Uncook.
Yeah.
Uncook is the opposite of cook.
Exactly. So you've already cooked an egg. They found a way to reverse the process. How?
Go get back a cooked egg.
Exactly.
I can't believe it. No.
Here's the. I know. See?
It's a joke.
A joke.
Yes.
It's real. Let's find out. I didn't read it. It sounds like the breakthrough that no one was asking for. Who wants to uncook an egg? It sounds like the breakthrough no one was asking for. Scientists have announced they've managed to unboil an egg. In a disgusting-sounding experiment that you probably shouldn't try at home, an international team of researchers have used urea, one of the main components of urine, and a vortex fluid device to uncook a hen's egg. They believe the finding could dramatically reduce costs in processes as far apart as cheese manufacturing and cancer research. See? I wasn't making it up. It's real.
And the chicken is sane and alive?
And the chicken is fine. I don't know about the egg. Because like once you uncook the egg, what do? You've got to cook it again. Seems kind of pointless, right? So, let's go around the room. Tell me some news. My news is about cooking the egg. Okay? Greg, you were the first to react. So you're going to pick someone else and give a piece of news yourself. You can make it up if you want. All I want is that you really practice these expressions and get them into your memory.
Okay, so Rebecca.
Yes.
Do you know what John Henrik said?
That's your news? Oh, come on. Come up
What?
with your own news.
Hi, you want
please.
a new news?
I want you to give your own news.
Okay.
And I want you to use those useful expressions. I want you to practice them.
Yes.
Okay. Rebecca, did your ears laced about latest about Barcenas?
Well, I didn't have a chance yet, but tell me, please. I'm very curious.
So he said that
Apparently, he said. Use the key phrases.
Okay. Apparently, he said that he was the all popular partido.
Party?
Was financed by black money.
The mafia.
The mafia.
Yeah.
React.
Mafia, yeah.
Respond. Wait, Rebecca, respond.
Wow, that's incredible, but that's incredible. He could do that. Do that, but I believe it.
Yeah. It's not a rumor, according to El Mundo, the newspaper.
Today or when?
What?
When El Mundo today or today?
The tonight edition of El Mundo. It bring at the light.
Who is this exactly?
El Mundo.
Barcelona.
No, El Mundo. But who is the guy?
It's the last treasurer of the Popular Party.
Ah, for all of Spain, you mean?
For all of Spain, yes.
Ah, okay, got it. Yeah. Here we do other things. We put people in jail when they're at the airport. The Prime Minister, did you hear about that? The Prime Minister was in New York, not the current one, but the one before. The guy who started the Troika. He was in New York, and he came back to Portugal, and they arrested him at the airport. They arrested the Prime Minister at the airport, put him in jail. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but the guy who's in power now maybe deserves it more. I don't know. Maybe they're tied. I don't know who's worse. But unbelievable. So what's going to happen to what's his name again?
Bárcenas.
What's going to happen to it?
So it spent a few time in jail, and now he's free, paying
bail. Bail. Bail is the money you pay to get out. Bail.
Bail. Okay. Bail.
Very interesting. Rebecca, your turn. Pick a person. Give some news.
Okay. Comer?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's a little rule. Try not to use the same one that...
Have you heard the latest news about Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt?
Oh, no. Don't tell us.
Really?
Don't tell us.
Okay.
No.
According to the newspaper today, I read he's going to play the new film, the latest Angelina's film.
That's really.
And it's called Africa.
Yeah,
so he's going to be the main character. You know.
Could you please give me more and further details about this rumors?
Well, apparently there was a leak in the studies, and now everyone knows he's going to be the main character of her next film. You know?
Okay.
Did you understand me?
Yeah, thanks.
You have to respond. Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
It's an emotional thing. It's not just the words.
Incredible.
There you go. It's the way you say it. That's incredible. So Rebecca, where was the leak? You said there was a leak?
No, that part I just made it up. You know, I just read, because she asking me for further information.
Right. Okay. Well.
But it's true. He's going to be the main character in her next film, Africa.
But what's surprising about that? They know each other.
No. Well, it's like a kind of gossip, just that.
Okay. All right. Cornell, you're up. Give us some news. Pick a person. You've got Jose and Odie. They're left.
Jose.
Go for it.
Did you hear the latest about John Eric?
About John Eric? You don't know any news about me.
Surely not. Really?
Yeah, he's planning to leave Lisbon due to another job in Australia.
You are joking.
It is true. I read it on Verbling chat.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I don't believe it. Are you
Me
sure?
neither. I don't believe it either.
I don't know. It could be.
Where am I going?
Sorry?
Where am I going?
Australia.
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 Really? Wow.
Yes.
Why am I going there? What am I going to do there? What am I going to do in Australia, Cornell?
Uh,
Teach crocodile.
it would be a similar job than at Lisbon.
Ah, and a similar
And
job.
and
You mean I'll do it
and
for free?
he is available on Weblink
Kangaroos are
in the
awesome.
future.
Have you ever seen a kangaroo? Kangaroos
Sorry?
are excellent. Have you ever seen a kangaroo?
Not yet.
They're very muscular. They can really knock you out if they don't like you. They're excellent. Jose, your turn.
Yes.
There's only one
Uh,
person left. It's Odie. He's the last one. Odie, you are the least
Odie.
popular. I'm sorry.
Odie, no? Odie?
Yeah. I just got back.
Hello, Odie.
Yeah. Hola.
Did you hear the last
Latest.
have you heard the news about Greece?
No. No, what's news?
Yesterday the stock market fall down.
Oh, say
Yeah.
that right, Jose. Say that right. Say that right. Fall down? Nah.
Fall down.
Nah.
No?
Say it right.
Say it right?
Say it right.
Drop
Say
it.
it. Okay, say it right.
Habla correctamente.
Ah,
Say it right. Now we learned so many expressions.
drop.
Good. What kind of a
The
drop? What kind
the
of drop?
Likely drop.
drop
Likely.
Significamente.
drop.
Significamente.
Yes.
Say that in English.
Drop.
Oh, you don't have your map open. You've got to open your map and practice.
Yes.
Drop significantly.
Yes. Drop significantly.
What's another way? Class, another way to say drop significantly. Class, help them out. Another way.
Drops likely.
No. Another. Plummet.
Plummet.
Drop
Excellent.
plummet. Okay.
Not drop plummet, Jose. Just
Yes.
plummet. Just plummet.
Just plummet. Just
Yeah.
plummet.
No, I'm not telling you to say just plummet. Wait a second. Wait. I'm not telling you to say just plummet. I'm saying just say the word plummet alone. So plummet means drop significantly.
Yes.
So great opportunity to use the key words. Great
Yes.
opportunity. Let's replay that from the beginning. Let's try again because it's interesting.
Have you heard the news about Greece? The stock market dropped significantly.
Wow, I can't believe that.
The risk market risk.
Oh, the risk market.
The risk the risk premium get up 1,000 points.
Get up. Got a better word. We got a better word. than get up.
Rise.
Good, but it's in the past.
Rose.
Rose. Say
Rose.
again. Say it again.
Okay.
risk?
The
risk.
The risk premium rose about 1,000 points.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, it's sure.
Why? Why did that happen?
But I think that the European Union is not accord with the new government.
I think the European doesn't
Doesn't like the new
Okay.
government.
Yeah. Doesn't agree with
Doesn't agree with the new
the
government.
government. Interesting. So, what do you think's going on? Why are they not happy with the new government? This is an interesting issue, by the way. Very
Yeah.
interesting. So,
I think that they don't have any money, but they rise the new government rise the salaries, rise all the expense.
Did they raise it, or is the European just worried that they're going to raise it in the future, or did they
Going to
already?
risen in the future? Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about that, class? Because most of you, let's see, except for Odie, we're all here in Europe. Jose, where are you? I forgot. Are you in Spain?
Yes, I live in Spain.
Okay, so we're all kind of in Europe. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's very interesting news? Do you think that the European Union? I agree with you, Jose. I think that Brussels Germany, particularly, is worried about it. Should they be worried? What do you think, class? I'm just curious. What do you think about the news?
So far, well,
The problem to avoid is that the financial market, in fact, act in prevision of. They are not a reactive kind of thing.
So you're saying,
you know what I mean?
So what you're saying is the market isn't reacting to something real. It's
a provision. It's forecast. It's forecast.
It's a forecast. It's overreacting.
Exactly, because
overreacting.
They have no idea what the new government is able to do.
Right.
In fact, they got no base to have a decision. So the more easy is to react negative. No, it's to fear from something you unknow.
Right, something you don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. So, Jose, what happened recently in Greece that caused the panic? What was the political event that occurred?
That the government have changed.
Yeah, government changed. So, you've got a new government in Greece that is openly against the austerity program. And if you live in Portugal, Spain, and maybe even Italy, I don't know, and Greece, you know all about austerity. So this is a government elected that it's against austerity, meaning that to combat a financial crisis, the people have to make do with less. That's the austerity theory. In reality, at least if you live down here, it doesn't seem like much of a theory. That's the problem. And Greece has been a total disaster. It's been horrible. They've been having a terrible, terrible time for years. No, it's a very interesting news, actually. Very interesting news. Jose, you said the risk premium. What is the risk premium? What does that mean?
I heard this rate on the TV, but I don't know exactly what is the risk premium. I think that it is a rate that measures the interest that you have to pay for the debt.
Absolutely, and we use the word bond when it's a country. Countries sell bonds. Well, the problem there is that I don't know enough about the financial market. I don't study it. I just read the news, but I don't know exactly how it works. I think individual countries sell their debt. That debt is supposed to raise money. The money is supposed to go towards important things like infrastructure. But if no one wants to buy your debt, the rating goes, it's a risk. And you can't raise the money. And if you can't raise the money, that means no one believes in you and you can't do anything. So the United States can always sell its bonds and keep selling and keep raising money because no one believes the United States is going to collapse. And it's not. It's pretty much absolutely impossible. Not impossible, but pretty much impossible. It would be very difficult. It's the biggest economy in the world. So, but Greece, people lost faith in. No, it's very interesting news. Glad you brought it up, actually. So, I'm just thinking if we, I would like to do a little introduction to the grammar as well, but I don't know if we have time. Let me just do a quick thing. I'd like to see if we can just do a little bit of a beginning here. Yeah, maybe we can. We don't really have time though. I'd like to do just a quick introduction to give you something to work on over the weekend. So, very good job on using the key language here, practical key language for just talking about the news. These things go together. So when you talk about news, like the risk premium related to Greece, you can't help but talk about the rates. The rates have shot up. The rates have skyrocketed. The risk premium has skyrocketed. The share values have plummeted, right? So we can't help but use that language. It's necessary. So these things go hand in hand. Think about them that way. I need to add this information to the map because it's not there yet, but I'll try to remember. If I forget, remind me, but I'll try to add this to the map so you can practice it as well. But before we go, just a minute or two, I want to do a quick introduction to reporting so I can give you something to work on over the weekend to take a look at. So before we go, let's just do a quick introduction. I'll give you a bit of homework, and on Monday we're going to put it all together in a big speaking activity, okay? We'll finish this activity, then Monday or Tuesday we'll do the next one, the last one. So what I want you to do is just let's talk about how we report things in the last 2 or 3 minutes of class here. I want to give an example. Discuss how you could report these things your manager said using say, tell, or ask. All right? So for example, you have a sentence like this. Contact Helen immediately if you have any problems. Contact Helen immediately if you have any problems. I want you to report that back, and I want to hear the language you use to report that. So, who's feeling brave? Want to give it a try? And then we'll talk about how to do that. So you got to use reporting words. In this case, if you use say, tell, and ask, it's good enough. There are other words we can use too. So Greg, imagine you had to report this to Cornell. Cornell's your colleague. How would you tell him that?
I beg, I don't understand you very well. Do you want me to report a reported speech?
That statement, yes, using reported speech.
Cornell. Okay, Cornell. Ellen said that if we have any problem, we will contact her immediately.
We will?
We will contact her immediately.
But that's a real future, so you can't talk about
We would.
Ah.
We would contact Helen immediately.
We would? It's better, but are we talking about something that is probable or something that is a suggestion? More of a suggestion. Because would is like a probable thing.
So we should?
I think so, yeah. So say it again. Helen said if we...
Helen said if we had any problem, we should contact her immediately.
Okay, good. We should just contact her immediately. Take a look in the chat window. And that is absolutely one way you could report that statement. Say becomes said. If she said if we had any problems, that is the second conditional because you have the past with had, would, could, should, might in the result. If we had problems, we should contact her. If we had any problems, we could contact her. Is also possible. If we had any problems, we might want to contact her. So you can use might, but you have to change the sentence. So what you're going to do is take a direct statement and report it to a colleague. Before we go, let's just do the first part together. Greg did the first one. Cornell, I want you to try to report number 2. Remember, your keywords are say, ask, and tell.
I am really grateful for your help.
For number 2?
Go on, apply for the promotion.
Number 2 on page 7. See where we are?
Yeah.
Read the statement as it is first, so we can see what we need to report. Number 2, not exercise 2, number 2 in exercise 1.
Yeah,
So-
okay. Could you come back a little later?
Right, so your manager says that to you, and you're going to report that to Jose, for example. So how would you report that?
I don't know. It's a report speech, isn't it?
It is reported speech, right?
Yeah, I have no any experience in report speech.
You will now.
Yes.
Are you ready? Are ready to learn?
Yeah, of course, but yeah, okay.
So, let's do it. Your manager is the one who said that statement to you. Your manager told it to you. You need to explain to Jose what your manager said. So, my manager, now you have to use say, ask, or tell. My manager, pick one, Cornell. Say, ask, or tell. Anyone.
Manager said that.
Okay, so far it's good. My manager said.
Could Jose come back a little later?
Oh no, she's talking to you.
Could you come back? Could you come back a little later?
My manager said. Let's see what she says. Could you come back a little later? It's a question, so I agree. We could use ask because it's a question. So my manager asked. Who did she ask? Cornell? My manager asked who?
Sorry, John Eric. It is very complicated
It's
for
not
me.
complicated. It's not complicated.
Yeah,
It's not,
that's complicated, but yeah.
Listen. Just follow my questions, and you're going to make it uncomplicated really fast, right? So, the manager was talking to you, so you have to acknowledge that. The manager, my manager asked who? If she's talking to you, you would say, my manager asked.
Could we come back a little later?
Wait, no. Who? First who? She was speaking to you, so you have to use a pronoun. My manager asked.
My manager asked me.
Exactly. That's the first part. You see, it's not that complicated. My manager asked me. Now, Greg used a conditional. You could use a conditional too. So let's try it. My manager asked me if. Now, look at the second question. Is that okay? In the present, she says, is that okay? If you're going to report it, it's got to be in the past because she said it, not now, but she said it before. So, my manager asked me if.
My manager asked me I could
Let's
come back a little later.
If I could come back a little later. And you can also say the same with okay.
Was that okay?
Was it okay? Perfect. My manager asked me if. Now, it's not a question here, so we're going to change it from was it to it was. My manager asked me if it was okay. Then I'm going to connect that together with that. If it was okay that I came a little later. What I want to show you is, the moment you say it's complicated, your brain will turn off. So don't let it happen. It's actually a formula. Present. The formula is like this. Present. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get kicked out of the Hangout. So I can't write in the chat window. So we're gonna have to end the class because there's something wrong with the Hangout. But anyway, I'm gonna send you the homework to practice. Oh, now it's working. Present goes to past, like that. So listen, I'm gonna send you a little homework to try this out, and I'll give you a summary of the formula that you need to know. You're always going backwards in the past, and you can create a conditional, just like Greg did, and just like I showed you, Cornell. Try it on your own, correct yourself, right? And then on Monday we'll do a little bit of practice.
Yeah.
All right, we've got to stop here, and I will see you. Tomorrow is Hot Topics. If you want to stick around tomorrow at 9 and 10, and we'll be back on Monday for the next Getting Results in Business. Bye for now.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thanks so much. Bye bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, John.